Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, children, Abdullah,
Ma'am, he is not in the class.
we have Amar in the class. You can see Amar's video, is it? Amar, please put on your camera. Yeah, is Amar's video visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just a minute then. So children, by the time, let's just discuss whatever we did in the last class. So we were doing this lesson triangles and we discussed various kinds of congruencies, right? Now what we will do is, in today's class, we had to discuss another congruency which basically forms the next exercise, that's RHS. See children, so I'll quickly revise whatever congruencies we've done. We have completed the SAS congruency, that is side, angle and side. Then we've done ASA, that's angle, side and angle. Then AAS, that's angle, angle and side. Then triple S, that means three sides. Then you have RHS I have to teach you today. Apart from RHS, children, yeah. So children, please tell me, is the Mars video still visible? Now it's in focus mode, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, children. Abdullah, put on your video.
I mean, the last class we discussed question number 2 from 6.3.
From?
6.2 exercise.
Yeah, we discussed that. So you've doubt in that?
Ma'am,
No.
ma'am, I'm doing the test right now, weekly test.
So you cannot attend the class, is it?
Yes, ma'am. I'm in the last exam, the second test.
Okay, okay, quickly do it and then
Okay.
and then we'll move. So now children, please tell me if you have any doubts up till wherever we have studied. We've studied till exercise 2 till question number 5 we've studied. We did sixth question also,
No,
right?
ma'am.
Sixth question also we've done. Yeah, it's completed. Amar, I taught you this question.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I did teach you. Now question number 7 and 8 are left. So children, up till question number 6 of exercise 2.3, if you've got any doubts in the questions, in the examples, or any topic you didn't understand, please tell me and then we'll move ahead accordingly. Okay?
Ma'am, I was absent in the first few classes.
Yeah, Vidil, you were absent. I know that. So child, I told you that you watched the recordings.
Yes, ma'am.
You did? Did you understand anything?
A little.
A little,
Not-
not everything.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Vidil, see, we can do one thing. Now we can move ahead with a further thing because it's not that tough that you will not understand. Okay, you will understand. I'll teach you some basics in 5 minutes right now. But till exercise 7.3 now, I can schedule one extra class for you apart from the regular classes so that I'll explain you some extra doubts that ever you have in the next class, right? In a separate class. Okay. So now, children, then let's move ahead. Now the question says, first of all, Bidil, just look very carefully and everyone focus on the board. I'm just explaining the basics. Basically, what does this chapter deals about is we have to study congruency. Okay, and what is the basic meaning of congruency? It means that whenever you have two figures, 2D figures, for example, I have this is a square and this is another square. This has a side of 5 centimeter. This also has a side of 5 centimeter. All of them has 90-degree angle because the square has 90-degree angle. So these two squares are said to be congruent to each other. Okay, both of them are congruent to each other. Now, what does it mean to be congruent? All the sides and all the angles will be equal. All the corresponding sides and all the corresponding angles of these two particular squares will be equal. Now, then why are we actually studying congruency? What is its basis? Now, you say, ma'am, there doesn't seem to be any significance if you're giving me two similar figures and then saying they are equal. See, but when I talk about triangles, so triangle can have different, it can be aligned in different dimensions. For example, I have, this is a triangle A, B, C with side 3 centimeter, 5 centimeter and 6 centimeter. Okay, and now this is another triangle again with side 6 centimeter, 5 centimeter, 3 centimeter. This is PQR. Now, actually, these are exactly equal triangles, but just they are aligned differently. Okay, the alignment of both the triangles is different, but that doesn't change the fact that they are exactly equal to one another. They are actually the same triangles, just in a different alignment, right? So that is why it becomes necessary that we are able to analyze that how are the given triangles equal. Okay, so that is why we have some congruency criteria. And what are the congruency criteria? You can have Umema, focus on the class. You can have SAS congruency. SAS is basically when you have a side and then you have an angle. For example, see, this side is equal to this side. Okay, this side is equal to this side. And then this side is equal to this side. So over here, side, then one more side, then one more side. So all the three sides are equal. So that is why the criteria that I will use is said to be SSS. Right? Now, similarly, I can have different criteria. A stands for angle, S stands for side. So, for example, let's suppose now I give you this is a triangle and this is another triangle A, B, C, P, Q, R. This is 5, this is 7, this is 5, this is 7, this is 30 degree and this is 30 degree. So children, what do I have over here is this side is equals to this side is equals to this side, and then you have this angle is equals to this angle. So you have a side AB equals to PQ, then you have an angle 30 degree equals angle A is equals to angle Q, and then you have 7 equals to 7, that is AC is equals to QR. So you have a side, then an angle, and then a side. So the angle is lying between the two sides. Now, children, what I've noticed that students make mistake is that they are writing SAS like this. They are saying, ma'am, this is 30 degree, and then you have a side equal to a side and a side equal to a side. No, children, this is not SAS. Why is it not SAS? The angle should be between the two sides for both of the triangles. It is not that one of the triangle you're saying, ma'am, angle is over here, side is over here, the other side is over here. No. There should be two sides, and in between those two sides, so the common vertex of those two sides, you should be having the angle. So what is the common vertex of 5 and 7? A. So the angle should be formed on A only. Okay. So are these two congruent? No, they are not congruent. Okay. Understanding the point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Then we have AAS also. So in AAS, you will be having one angle, then one more angle, then one side. Okay, then SAA, that's, you either call it AAS or you call it SAA, that means the same thing only, but we generally say AAS only. So that becomes angle side. Then you have SAS, I taught you. Then you have ASA. ASA is you will be having an angle, then a side, then an angle. Okay. Consecutively, you should be having, children. So, yeah, Bidar, did you understand something out of it, that what are we trying to study in this session?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Let me just move to the next question now. It says that ABC is a right angle triangle in which angle A is 90 degree. Children, let's just move on now. different page. Now, children, the question says, ABC is a right angle triangle in which angle A is 90 degree. So angle A is given to you as 90 degree and AB and AC are given to you as equal. You have to find angle B and C. Find angle B and angle C. And now, children, figure is not given to you, but the figure is very easy to draw now. Why? Because you know now you have to draw right angle triangle 90 degree at angle A. So let's suppose I have this figure with me. This is A. Any of them you can call B and C. This is 90 degree. Angle B and angle C, I don't know. Okay, and what are they telling you? They are telling you that AB side and AC side are equal. Okay, so let's try to find it now. Now, children, if two sides of this given triangle are equal, so what kind of triangle does it become? Isosceles. Very good. So you will first write the line since AB is equals to AC, thus triangle ABC is isosceles, right? And hence, now tell me one thing, that in an isosceles triangle, if I have two sides equal, obviously two sides are equal in isosceles, then what angles are equal? I can say the base angles are equal.
Yes, ma'am.
The base angles are equal, so angle B and angle C will be equal because these are the base angles. Hence, angle B is also equal to angle C. Okay. So
Yes,
can I now say, now if let's suppose this is angle X, this is also X. Now can I apply directly the angle sum property for a triangle? So I can say X plus X plus angle A. No. First we will write down a line like this. By the angle sum property of a triangle. What do we have? Angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equals to 180 degrees. So angle A is 90 degree. Angle B and C I am considering to be X. X plus X is 180. So 2X is equals to 180 minus 90. So X is equals to 45 degree. Right? Thus, angle B is equals to angle C is equals to 45 degree. Right? You all understood the solution, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Shall I move to the next question now?
Yes, ma'am.
Children, you can take a screenshot. Just take a screenshot of the solution and just mark it. This is question number 6 of exercise 2.3. Okay, now you take a screenshot.
And then
Done.
None? Taking a screenshot? Okay. Now the next question says that prove that all angles of an equilateral triangles are 90 degree. So you have to prove that this is an equilateral triangle. A, B, C. So what it is given to you is that A, B, C is an equilateral triangle. What do you have to prove? This is given. What do you have to prove? That angle A is equal to angle B is equals to angle C is equals to 60 degree. Now children, what is the proof for that? First of all, in an equilateral triangle, I can say all sides are equal to one another, right? So proof is AB is equals to AC is equals to BC, since ABC is equilateral, right? Now what I will do is I will pick the size one by one. So first of all, you take since AB is equals to AC. Now tell me one thing. AB and AC, AB is this, AC is this. Since these two sides are equal, can I say angle B and angle C are equal? Because we know of the property that the angles that are opposite to equal sides of a triangle are equal to one another. Okay. So angle B is equals to angle C, and what is the reason? Angles opposite to equal sides of a triangle are equal to one another. This is the property that we are using. Now again, can I say that AC and BC are also equal? So we will write also AC is equals to BC. So what do we have? AC. Now AC and BC are equal. So this angle is equals to this angle. So angle B and angle A are also equal. So angle B is equals to angle A because of the same property. Okay. So from first point and the second point, I have that angle A, angle B and angle C, all of them are equal to one another. You remember Euclid's geometry we study that if A is equals to B and B is equals to C, so A and C are also equal to one another. You remember this from Euclid's geometry? That if you have three quantities with you and two of them are equal and other two of them are also equal, so all of them three are equal to one another, right? So we will have from 1 and 2, what do we have? Angle A is equals to angle B is equals to angle C. Right, children? Also, angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equals to 180 degree. So, just consider them to be x. So, thrice of x is 180 degree. So, x is equals to 60 degree. That means angle A, angle B, angle C, each of them is equal to 60 degree. Now, children, these both questions might seem to be very easy at first glance. But what happens is, in both of the questions, the figure was not given to us. So we first have to analyze the question well, we have to read it well, we have to draw the figure well, we have to form the statements like what is given to us, what do we have to find, and then we have to do the question. So both of the questions are easy. They have high chances of coming in exams, and also they are a little tricky. Why? Because the figure is not given to us directly. Okay. So take a screen. You can note this one down now. First of all, you note this given and all, and then I'll swipe down. Then you can note the proof. Quickly do it. Abdullah, you've completed your test.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so note this down.
Ma'am, can you scroll it down?
Children, do it quickly.
And can you scroll down? I'm done.
Done now.
Yes, children, completed.
Done, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, let's move ahead. Now the next question. Now we come to the next exercise only. So now look here, children. More criteria for congruency of triangles. So what is the next criteria? See, SSS now they are giving us, but we did one question from SSS in the previous section only. So we know SSS now. Next is RHS, children. So what is RHS now? RHS basically is for right angle triangle. Okay, see now congruency is not limited to right angle triangles. Congruency, we've studied that most of the triangles till now, they were not even right angles, right? They can have any angle, they can have any side and all. But for right angle triangles, specifically if you'll have a 90-degree triangle, so what you will do is you will first try to analyze it by RHS congruency. And what is the RHS congruency? So it is basically whenever I will have two right angles, let's suppose this is A, B, C, and then I have one. Okay, and let's suppose this is P, Q, R. So children, both of them have a right angle each. So both of them have equal angles. One of angle B is equal to angle P. Okay, why? Because each is 90 degree. Let's suppose the hypotenuse of both of them is also equal. So what is the hypotenuse? Who will define what is the hypotenuse? Which side is called hypotenuse? If I don't know the measure, so how can I analyze which of the side is hypotenuse?
The base.
The baseline, no, that's different. You have hypotenuse, base, and perpendicular. They are three different. Hypotenuse and base are different, right? Okay, this is a basic definition of hypotenuse, children. If I have a triangle with 5, 3, and 4, can you tell me amongst 5, 3, and 4 which will be hypotenuse?
5.
5, the longest side. But now if I don't have the measure, so how do I analyze in the triangle which of them is hypotenuse? Children, the side that is opposite to right angle. Here, where is the right angle in ABC? Angle B is the right angle. So which is the side that opposite, not adjacent? Adjacent means that has the same vertex of that point. Which is the side opposite to angle B? AC is opposite. So AC is the hypotenuse. And then which is the side opposite in this one? This is right angle. So this QR. QR is the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse, how do you define a hypotenuse? First of all, it is the longest side. And then it is the side opposite to a right angle. Right? Clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, what I have is, now let's suppose the hypotenuse of both of them is also equal. That means AC and QR is equal. So hypotenuse is equal. Now I have one side as equal. Now the side can either be the perpendicular or it can be the base. Either both the perpendiculars are equal or the base is equal. Okay, any of the one side is equal. So let's suppose AB and PR I'm saying to be equal. So AB is equals to PR, right? Now, do you know this thing that base and perpendicular are interchangeable? For a right angle, children, let's suppose this is my right angle, ABC. It's aligned like this. Now, let's suppose I am aligning it in a way, the same triangle, but now I draw it in a way that this is B, but here I write A and here I write C. So the triangle is same. AC is only the hypotenuse angle, B is only the 90 degree. But I have just aligned it in a different manner. So now AB becomes the base and BC becomes the perpendicular. So remember this thing, children, that the this perpendicular side and the base side, they are interchangeable. They does not have really fixed things. You change the alignment of a triangle, you have a different base, you have a different perpendicular. Understood this thing? They gets interchanged. Amal, why is your camera off?
Yes, ma'am.
Why is your camera off?
Ma'am, here is showing the camera is on.
Okay, but it's off. So now, children, any of this. So basically, whenever you will have a right angle, a hypotenuse, and a side, so that becomes RHS. So now you know what does RHS stands for.
Right
You understand
angle,
what is
hypotenuse, and
and
side.
side. Now, children, if you try to look at RHS, now you remember I told you one thing very clearly, that SSA or ASS, these are not any congruencies, right? Whenever you have to what do we say, adjacent sides, okay, they are equal, so that does not become a congruency. So SSA, ASS are not any congruencies, but instead of that, what do we have is RHS. Because RHS, if you see, the right angle is an angle, hypotenuse is a side is obviously the side. So instead of ASS or SSA, we actually have RHS. So whenever you are saying something similar to ASS or SSA and there is a right angle triangle, so you will instantly write, okay, that's RHS. For a right angle triangle, your first priority will be check it through RHS. Simple. Okay. So now you understood all the congruencies. We can have all the different kinds of combinations. AAS, ASA, SSS. Even I told you now that even ASS, we don't write that word. We don't write SSA or ASS, but instead of that, we write RHS. Okay. So all the different combinations are present. Next, children, the question says that AB is a line segment. Okay, P and Q are points on the opposite sides of AB such that each of them is equidistant from the point A and B. Now P, this is a line segment, and they are telling you P and Q are points that are equidistant from point A and point B. That means PA is equal to PB, because P is equidistant from A also and B also. Q is equidistant from A also, B also. That means QA and QB are also equal. Now they are telling you, show that line PQ is perpendicular bisector of AB. So they're telling you to prove that this line, PQ line, is perpendicular bisector. Now, who will explain me the meaning of perpendicular bisector?
The angle, the line which is also 90 degree, and it's like dividing the angle into two equal.
It is dividing it into two equal halves, right? So basically, what you have to prove? You have to prove two things. You prove that either these angles is 90 degree, and the other part, that, see, what you have to prove, I'm marking with black. What is given to you, I'm marking with red. So this you have to prove, and you have to prove AC is equals to CB. Okay, this is another thing that you have to prove. Right, now how can we proceed with the proof? First of all, if I am able to prove that this triangle, this PAQ triangle and PBQ triangle, these whole triangles. Children, can I prove them to be congruent?
Yes.
Can I prove them to be
Yes,
congruent?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
How, children? Tell me the congruency. Tell
Side
me the
angle.
congruency.
SAS.
SASY. Look at yellow triangle only and then the pink triangle. Now look what all things does yellow triangle have. That right angle, first of all, that is not equal. That is not even given to us that it's a right angle. I've drawn it to tell you that you have to prove that. Okay. And secondly, even if it was given to us, that is not included in APQ. Think very carefully, children. Okay, two things are directly given to you. That's shown in the figure only. Tell me what are those two things.
Ma'am, it's by SSS.
Yeah, SSS. And what are, can you explain the steps also now?
Yes, ma'am, because AQ is equals to BQ, and
Okay.
then PQ is like a common.
Which is a
Then
common line? PQ is common line.
PQ,
Okay.
and PA is equals to P.
Very good. Then PA is equals to PQ. So children, you have PA is equals to PB. Then you will have AQ is equals to BQ. And then you will have PQ is equals to QP or PQ you can write because that's common. And then you have to frame all of this and thus this becomes by SSS. So you have to write it in this manner. 1 second. Children, 1 minute. Yeah, you will write it in this manner. Okay. This thing is given to you, AQ, BQ given to you, PQ, PQ common. So by SSS we have. Now they are telling you that this angle, APQ angle becomes equal to BPQ. So now can I say that this angle is equal to this angle? This angle becomes equal to this angle now, children. I can say that by CPCT, right? Next, what are they telling you? They tells you to take triangle PAC and PBC. So where is triangle PAC? Now you have to take only this triangle. Take only this one and this one. And now tell me, children, can I prove them to be congruent?
Yes.
Can I prove them? How? 1 second, Omema. Ammar, you tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Ammar, tell me, how can I prove the yellow and the pink triangle to be congruent? What do you think is equal? What it is given that it's equal? Any side or any angle you see to be equal?
Yes, ma'am. PA equals to PB.
Okay, good. So a side is equal. Then any other angle do you think is equal?
Angle, yeah, ma'am. QA equals to QB.
Q is not included only. The pink triangle and the yellow triangle. Pink and yellow does not have Q. Which triangle? I just now told, and I noticed that you are not paying attention in the class. That was the reason that I asked you. Where are you zoned out, Ammar? What are you thinking?
Sorry?
You were zoned out in what were you thinking? You have to be focused, Ammar, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
When I'm teaching, listen very carefully. I just now told one angle. What was that angle? That it's equal by CPCT. Vidal, you tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, explain me how can I prove the yellow and the pink triangle to be congruent?
SAS.
Yes, very good, Vidal. And how?
The angles, the top like PAC and PBC.
No, wait. You're telling the correct thing, the top angles, but how do we name an angle? Children, how do we name an angle? The vertex on which the angle lies should be at the center position. Like you will call it either APC or BPC. So this you can call angle APC, or you can also say CPA. Both of them are correct, but P should be in the center. Why? Because P is the vertex that holds the angle. Similarly, this angle you can call angle BPC. Yeah. So then now these both are equal. Then what else?
And the sides,
Which sides?
that A
Very good.
AC, B.
Yeah, you see AP. See, this line is for equality. That AP is equal to PB.
And
Okay. And then what? One more side can I prove to be equal?
that A C AB.
No, that's not given to us. Can I say PC is equal for both? Because see, PC is lying in both of them,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So it's equal. So children, we have S, and then we have angle, and then we have one more side. So side, angle, side.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good, Vidil. Correctly explained. Even though this was the first class of you for this chapter, right? First or second
Yes,
one only. Good. So SAS congruency, children, I can say that they are congruent to one another. Now tell me one thing. If they're congruent to one another, can I say that? Now let's erase everything. I just have a certain things now. I have triangle APC is congruent to triangle BPC. And why am I doing this? To basically prove that this angle and this angle are equal. So what will I say is angle PCA is equal to angle PCB. How? By which property can I say this? Abdullah, tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
By which property is PCA equal to PCB?
PC.
I just proved them to be congruent, right? That this
Yes.
triangle PAC is congruent to PBC. So by which
Yes.
property can I say all of its corresponding sides and corresponding angles are equal?
Ma'am,
Ammar?
common side.
Ammar, you tell me.
Ma'am, what's the question?
I just said the question, right? And I repeated it also.
Yes.
Question is that angle, first of all, children, did you understand that I proved a triangle APC and BPC as congruent? Did you understand this thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no?
Ma'am, should I
Everybody
say-
tell me. No, Mema, 1 second. I know you know the answer, but wait. Tell me, children, did you all understand that triangle APC and triangle BPC is congruent? If you don't understand, children, then please respond, revert back. I will explain again, but please do not just keep sitting that you are not understanding also and you keep on sitting in the class. If you don't understand, I'll explain again. Everyone, Abdullah and Ammar, just now what Bidel proved, did you both understand? No? Yes. Children, at least say no or at least say yes. We have only 2 answers. Okay, I'm assuming now you understood because you're not responding. So, can I now say, see, for 2 congruent triangles, children, I told you one property, corresponding parts of congruent triangle. Okay, that means all the corresponding parts of 2 congruent triangles will be equal to one another. I can call them equal by CPCT. So I will say that that angle PCA, this angle, is equal to angle PCB by CPCT. Simple. Now, children, we are on the third exercise. We've even completed the third exercise. We are on the last exercise of this lesson, and you don't know CPCT. Children, this can't work this way, right? It feels that I am only teaching Umema, and sometimes I have Videl who's answering. Otherwise, Abdullah and Ammar, you both are just sitting idly in the class. If I'll point out and then I'll pick up somebody to speak in the class, then you are speaking. Children, this is not the way that we should be interacting in the class, right? I never want to point out somebody and then ask them. Why? Because I want you all to interact on your own. That you all ask me something if you're not understanding. You all keep responding in the class. I have only Mema who's answering. Children, be responsive. I'm repeating this statement in every class. Why? Because see, if I have completed a chapter and you haven't understood a thing, then there is of no use, right? That means that we haven't studied the chapter only. Not studying a chapter and studying a chapter without understanding it, that's equivalent. So if you're not understanding it, please tell me that, ma'am, we are not able to understand. We are finding it tough. I will go back to the starting. I will repeat it. Okay, we will try to find new ways of making you understand. But at least you have to be responsive in the class for that. If you're just sitting idly and then telling me, ma'am, you're not understanding, that's not how it's going to work, children. Okay? Now I'll be asking questions one by one, and the person who will ask, they will only answer. Okay, this is now how you're going to work. So this angle PCA and PCB becomes equal. Now come back to the question. Why am I proving them to be equal? Is because, see children, they are actually linear pairs. You see, this angle and this angle is a linear pair. So since they are linear pair, let's do one thing. Let's call this angle 1 and this is angle 2 for simplicity. Okay. So angle 1 plus angle 2 gives me 180 degree. Also angle 1 and angle 2 is equal. So twice of angle 1 is 180 degree. So angle 1 becomes 90 degree. So we have proved that this is perpendicular because this comes out to be 90 degree. Right? So we have one point proof that PQ is perpendicular to AB. Now children, other part also I can prove. I can also say that AC is equal to CB by CPCT. Right? Now, I'll repeat it again. Look at the approach very carefully. What was the question and what was asked to us and how are we doing it? The question was basically that you have a line segment with you that is AB. And then you have 2 points. What are those 2 points? Let's draw the figure separately. See, you have a line segment with you, A, B. You have 1 point P. Now this P is at equidistant position from A also and from B also. So PA and PB is equal. Then you have a point Q, and Q is equidistant from A also and from B also. So we have AQ equals to BQ. Now children, why am I putting a single line for AP and why am I putting a double line for AQ? What is the significance of this single and double line? What is this? Does this line mean? What is the meaning of this small line? Abdullah will explain.
Yes, ma'am.
Abdullah, why am I putting lines like this? What does this line means?
They're equal to each other.
Yes, good. So, but I put single lines for AP and PB. But then why am I putting double lines for AQ and PBQ? Yes. Anybody else wants to answer?
Ma'am, because those lines are equal. And
Yes,
if you
children.
put that,
Yes.
and if you put only single line over there, then we'll get confused which angles are equal to which angle.
Exactly. No, children, this was the question. Somebody asked in the class only. I think Umayma only asked us that what is the significance of this line? And I told you at that time
Yes, ma'am.
that what is the significance of this line? Why are we putting single, double, and triple lines? To differentiate between which side is equal to the other side. See, you are just not solving. You have to understand and then do the question, right? So, AP is equal to PB because both of them have same kind of sign. Then they have a similar sign. So, AQ is equal to BQ. So, this is a question. And now, the question actually is, this is what's given to us. The question is that this line BQ, when you join, they're telling you that prove that this is 90 degree angle and the point, what was the name of the point? Let's call it O, that AO and OB is also equal to one another. Okay, I think it was C. Yeah, C.
Yes, ma'am.
Prove that AC and CB are also equal to one another and also prove that A CB is basically perpendicular to angle A, to line AB. So what did I do is, see, what was my approach? My approach was, I want to prove that this angle is equal to this angle. Why do I want to prove them to be equal? So that I can add them as a linear pair and then do twice of one of the angle and then prove one of them to be 90 degree. So that was my approach. That is the only way I can do by 90 degree. But now how will I come to this conclusion that these two angles are equal? I will have to take this triangle and this triangle, right, children? But you see very clearly, I cannot prove at this point that both the triangles are equal to one another because I don't have enough things to prove. I have only one side and one given side is equal and one common side is equal. I don't have the third side or I don't have any other angle. So to find the third quantity, I am just trying to prove this whole triangle. My pen is not working today. This whole of the triangle APQ and BPQ are equal to one another, congruent to one another. Why did I do that? To be able to prove that this angle is equal to this angle, so that I can further prove the small triangles are equal to one another, and finally I can come to my answer. So that was my approach. Okay. So all of you understand what was the question and what was my approach of the question?
Yes,
Everyone respond.
Yes.
yes, ma'am.
So now children, I'll just give you some time. Or you all have NCERTs, right? This is an example from the NCERT only. So all of you will come and practice example number 7. It's an important question. Let's put a star mark over here. Okay, children?
Ma'am, is
It's an important.
this question important?
Yeah, this is an important question. Why? Because this is lengthy, first of all. This can come for 4 marks or 5. Right? 4 mark is supposed to be case based. So this can come for 5 marks. Why now, children? See, because here you have to prove two different, like 4 triangles you have to consider. You have to prove congruency twice. Right? So that is why this becomes important. Next question. Okay, we have one more question from the example, then we have some from the exercises. So children, now question number 1, I'll give you as your assignment question. Okay, you will try to do question number 1 as your assignment, and now the other questions we'll be discussing in the next class. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, children. So any doubts?